All right, everybody. Hi, this is Sean. It's 2 o'clock. It is Thursday, September 10th. And so we're live. We're coming to you live from Austin, Texas. And we have about 67 people in the room today. So what I'd like to do is to real quickly do me a favor. If you can hear me, type in yes, or I can hear you, or okay, or the sound quality is good, or I just want to make sure that everybody's able to hear the presentation today. Last week we had a little bit of a technical issue, and a lot of people dropped off after they couldn't hear and they couldn't see the actual webcast. So do me a favor, just type in the chat function there, right in the message there, the thumbs up, yes, can hear you, all good, whatever the case may be. Okay, perfect, excellent. So people can see and hear. Okay, I don't see anybody saying no, they can't. Sounds good, awesome. Okay, perfect. Well, what I thought we'd do to start off with is actually start with a little video. You know, couple of things I wanted to do, a couple of, housekeeping issues. For those of you who want to join our tribe, our platform, it's a coaching platform. It's called the Strategic Wealth Network. And if you click this Join Now button to your right in the chat function, then you'll receive 50% off of the pro annual subscription. So at any time during this this webcast, feel free to go ahead and click that button and join now. And I think it's a total savings of almost $600 a year. So it's a huge value. And what it gets you is unlimited coaching on your personal economy. And so it's really important for us to have coaches. I mean, as the saying goes, even Tiger Woods has a coach, right? So don't miss out. Grab your spot, join the tribe. We have roughly 16,000 members that are currently in the platform in our tribe. I like to call them our tribe. Our mission and purpose is very simple. We are teaching people economics-based planning so that they'll have more capital, more resources to work with the ultimate goal being able to have enough money to not just take care of yourself and your family, but have additional income streams and additional revenue and additional assets to be able to give back more in a more meaningful way. You know, we really believe that wealth begins with giving, then saving, and then living a good life. And so if you do it in that order, you'll always have enough. You'll always have more than you need, and you'll be able to contribute in a more meaningful manner. So that's the goal. That's the end goal. Having said that, I'm going to give you guys the special promo code. It's SWN Coaching, all together, one word, SWN Coaching. So when you do sign up as a member to join our tribe, just use that code, SWN Coaching, and you'll get 50% off, okay? Now that's limited to the first 25 people who join, and it's only good as long as this webinar or this webcast is live. So we have 57 minutes left. And I also have a poll here. I wanted to see, how do you want to begin this session? You know, I like to be kind of free-flowing and answer a lot of questions and really be more of a coach and a mentor than just give a boring financial webinar. I mean, I think personally people are sick and tired of hearing about the global economy and even the national economy. They're really more interested in their personal economy. So the question I had for everybody on a poll today was, do you want to begin with an overview of your personal economy? And we have an overwhelmingly an overwhelming number of you want to begin with your personal economy. So I'm going to start there. I'm really going to jump into your personal economy and what that looks like. So let me share my screen real quick, and we'll go from there. Okay, can everybody see the screen okay? If you can, just type in yes. If you can't see it or you're having trouble with the image up on the screen, then you might want to hit refresh. That's always a good way to solve the problem. But just type in the chat box again. Let me know that you can see this okay before we begin. Okay, good. All right, what you're looking at here is a depiction of your personal economy. All right, and it's made up of several different things. One thing is your lifetime capital potential, or your income tank. And so we earn income in various ways. We earn it through ordinary income, or we inherit income, or we sell an asset and we get a big lump sum. I had a client recently who sold his company for a few $1 million, and he called me immediately and he's like, what do I do with it? How do I protect it? How do I save it? How do I let it grow and compound and not have to give half of it over to the government? So we walked through a whole scenario and a training program with him and put together a game plan on how to handle that lump sum cash. But even if you're selling your house and you're earning equity, or you're receiving equity from the sale of that property or liquidating another asset, how you treat that money can make or break you financially in the future. And so what we're going to look at and examine today are areas where we transfer our wealth the most. And so that has to do with your lifetime capital potential. And so what I'd like is to actually go into that and talk a little bit about your lifetime capital potential, and just run some numbers. So let's pretend that we have a 45-year-old male who is planning on retiring at age 65. And let's say he's a doctor. So he's making fairly good income. Let's call it $250,000 a year, okay? Now, we have an inflation rate of 3% right now. That's the stated rate of inflation by the Federal Reserve, even though you and I both know that inflation is much higher than 3% on the goods and services that we use on a daily basis, okay? But having said that, we can expect your income, or this person's income, to grow at a relative rate of 3% a year just to maintain the $250,000 in purchasing power. And this guy has a 401k or an IRA or a mutual fund, and he's got about $150,000 in that. And let's pretend that he's able to earn an average of, I don't know, 6% on his money, okay? 6%, the reason I choose 6% growth rate is because that's the actual dividend rate that they're paying on these life insurance policies that we work with our clients. And so let's hit calculate real quickly, and we'll see how much money is flowing through this person's personal economy just in the next 20 years, from age 45 to age 65 at retirement, making $250,000 now, growing, having a little bit of savings, growing at 6%. You can see that at age 65, $6.7 million will have flown through his personal economy. All right. Now, the first question I have is, how are you going to capture and control that $6.7 million in income over the next 20 years? That's a challenge. And where do we transfer that wealth every day? How is that wealth transferred out of our personal economy? All right. Now, that coupled with his savings growing at 6% is a total of $12.8 million. So in reality, $12.8 million is going to be flowing through this guy's personal economy over the next 20 years. So how do you capture and control that? Well, in our world, we do it very differently, using counterintuitive strategies and ideas and concepts. And so let's take a look at the net effect of where we see the largest wealth transfers out of our personal economy, okay? So again, if we were to be able to capture and save every dime that we earn, all $250,000 a year, growing at 3%, and the $150,000 growing at a consistent 6%, at the end of the day, by retirement age, if that money was allowed to be captured and controlled, he would have $12.8 million in his nest egg. Not bad. How are you feeling about that right now? If you're a retiree and you have $12.8 million saved, you're probably feeling pretty good about that right now. But that's not what happens, right? That's not what we typically do. What we typically do is the first thing that we do is we pay taxes out of our income. Now, if you're making $250,000 a year, you're going to be in a relatively high tax bracket. I'm going to use the 32% tax bracket, assuming that this guy has several deductions and is able to lower his tax liability from the maximum of 35% down to 32%, okay? So watch what happens when I hit calculate. So over the next 20 years, you'll notice that just in taxes alone, this person will be transferring almost $4 million of their hard-earned money to Uncle Sam. And the scary thing to me is that once that money is gone, it's gone forever. You can never earn interest on those dollars, and you can never recapture those dollars once Uncle Sam has them. You know, you're never going to get that money back, in other words. Make sense? But it doesn't stop there. You know, the next thing we do is we have debt service. Now, some of us have credit card debt, we have car loan debt, we have student loan debt, we have boat debt, some of us have RV, have home loan debt. There are all different types of credit and debt that we incur over our lifetime, right? Well, if you were to walk into a mortgage planner's office today and you were buying a new home, the maximum debt to income ratio that they will allow for your new home payment is 35% of your gross income going out in the form of debt. So again, when we hit calculate, over the next 20 years, if you're spending 35% of your gross income on debt service and 32% of that is going to Uncle Sam, look at how much wealth you're transferring over the next 20 years. That's $8.2 million over the next 20 years. And again, it's not just the transfer of that wealth that I'm worried about or concerned about. It's the lost interest that you could have earned on that money had it not transferred out of your personal economy. Okay? It doesn't stop there, though. You know, we also have to live our lifestyle. And most of us do is we spend anywhere from 20 to 40% of our gross income. Wow. And so if we were to percent of our gross income on lifestyle, that would leave nothing left to save. But as it is, I'm going to hit that number right in the middle between 20% and 40%. Let's just call it 30%. The first thing I want you to notice is that it leaves you very little money to start saving for the future, for retirement, okay? So we're working backwards here. We're paying Uncle Sam first, then we're paying the creditors, then we're paying for groceries and travel expenses and food and fuel and entertainment and the grandkids and whatever other expenses we pay for. And that leaves us with very little money to start saving for the future. Watch what happens when I hit calculate. This to me is insane. Over the next 20 years, this doctor will have transferred over $12 million out of his personal economy. And that's lost money. That's money that's gone and lost forever. He'll never be able to get that back. And again, it's not just those dollars that he's transferring. He's also transferring the opportunity to earn interest on that money. And so that's the real problem that we see today, is the transfer of wealth through various means. All right. So how do we fix this? Well, what we teach our clients to do is we do the opposite. We don't pay. We try and eliminate those taxes out of our paychecks. We change our withholdings through our HR department and lower our withholdings down to the minimum amount so that we have more cash flow, more income, right, to divert into savings. We don't pay for debt using our money, and we don't pay for our own lifestyle using our money. We capture and control all of that. Okay. And so if we were able to capture and control 100% of our wealth over the next 20 years and earn uninterrupted compound interest to the tune of about 6%, which is the actual dividend rate that they're paying today, then at the end of the 20-year time frame, we'll have $12 million saved up in our nest egg. Not bad. Not a bad retirement account, right? So how do we do that? Well, you may be saving money in your 401k or IRA right now, okay? And when you do that, you know, sorry, share my screen again. When you do that, what happens is you're putting that money at risk first. But anyway, qualified plans, what they do real quickly is they take your income, pre-tax income, and put it into an investment account that has volatility involved in it. It's in the market, right? So you're invested in stocks and bonds and mutual funds and IRAs and 401ks and whatever savings plan your company has. That money goes into the account pre-taxed, but it's at risk. Can you gain on that money? Yeah, hopefully. But you can also lose that money. Remember what happened to people in 2008. Over 47%, close to 50% of their retirement savings was lost overnight when Lehman Brothers collapsed. And so we don't believe that you should be saving your money in those types of accounts. Now, does that mean that you don't invest in risky investments? No. But how you go about investing in those assets can make all the difference in the world. And this is how we do it. What we do is we simply collateralize the money. So as income flows into your income tank here in the form of cash flow as ordinary income or inheritance, or even if you win the lottery, the first thing we do is we lock down this tax valve here, and we don't pay taxes up front. We pay them at the end of the year, okay? Also, we don't use our own money for our lifestyle expenses. And those lifestyle expenses can be food, fuel, education, homes, cars, vacations, travel, medical expenses, whatever the case may be. It can be all of this stuff rolled up into one. But look at this pipe here. Once you spend that money, it's consumed and it's gone forever. And so that's the challenge, is what do we do with that money? Well, as money flows into your income tank through various sources, what we do is we teach people to divert it up into a safe, liquid account that has guarantees where your money will compound and grow and earn uninterrupted compound interest forever. Okay? Now, does that mean that you don't have access to your money? No. What if you want to make an investment in a real estate or a multifamily apartment complex? Or what if you want to invest that money in your kid's college education, or even spend that money on your current lifestyle? How do you do that? Well, what we do is we just simply collateralize these insurance accounts. We use this account as collateral. We borrow against the account, and we use the insurance company's money. So the borrowed money from the insurance company is what we actually use when we're paying taxes or when we're using that money to live on. All right? When new money comes in from our paycheck, and it comes in monthly or bi-monthly or however it comes in, what we simply do is divert it into our insurance tank again, our safe account, and we pay down those loans. As soon as we pay off those loans, all of that money is captured and controlled inside the account, is guaranteed to never go down, so there are no loss guarantees. You also have the safety and security of it being a life insurance contract, that it's lawsuit proof, it's judgment proof, and it's creditor proof. And so nobody can touch the money in this account except for you. And so the more you add to this, the more collateral capacity you have. You know, for example, what would it look like if you're leaving money inside an insurance account and maximum fund this policy so that you build up your cash value very, very quickly, and then borrow against that account for the down payment on a home, on a new home? Do you have to go to a mortgage company and take out a second lien at that point? No, you don't. Now, is that an investment? That mortgage that you're taking out, or that loan that you're taking out, if you buy a property with it, yes, there is risk associated with that. Remember what happened in 2008. Could you lose that money? Could you lose the value of the property with your, you know, if the market were to collapse or crash again, or if we were to see another bubble, which is what we're kind of seeing right now, you know. Whoop, sorry about that. What we're seeing right now is another bubble forming, and so in real estate. So those of you who are in real estate, we need to talk sooner rather than later. But if you were to liquidate a property and sell that asset, what would you do with the cash? Well, what we teach our clients to do is simply liquidate the property, put all of that money back into your life insurance account, and pay off any existing loans. Add more to the total balance. Forgive me here. Add more to the total balance. Let it all compound and grow. And then when you find another property, just simply collateralize those funds again, borrow against that account, and invest it in another real estate property or another asset, or use that money for lifestyle expenses. About this, what would it look like if you use that money for income at retirement? Now remember, loans, these policy loans, are not considered ordinary, passive, or portfolio income. So they're income tax free. So what would it look like if you were to save money in a life insurance account like this and use it as a retirement, where you just simply, every year you borrow out what you need for retirement, and you use borrowed money to pay for your lifestyle, to go on vacation, to spend on bread and bills and expenses. And then when you get those measly Social Security checks or other income from other sources, maybe other investments that you've made, that money just simply goes right back into the account, and we just use that new money to pay off the loan so that you can recapitalize and do the whole thing all over again. Borrow again for the next year for income. Make sense? Okay, so we're coming up on half an hour, and what I wanted to do was I really wanted to show you this video to summarize everything. So let me stop sharing my screen here, and let's get into the video and watch the video. It's going to be about a 3-minute video, so hope you get a lot out of it, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I hope that was very useful to everybody. Real quickly, how many of you that are in the room right now, how many of you have saved over $5 million and feel good about your retirement? Anybody? No. Okay. So there's a challenge here. How do you survive? You know, next week, what we're going to be talking about is the distribution phase of retirement and how to solve this problem. Now, we've looked at your personal economy and how to capture and control more of the income that's flowing into your personal economy and still be able to use that money however you need to use it or however you want to use it. But what is the end goal? Why is it that we're saving for the future in the first place? Well, it's for income streams at retirement. And so by definition, we need to understand how income streams work at retirement in order to be able to lay the foundation today to set you up for the best possible income at retirement in the future. So we're coming up on half an hour, and I promised that we would keep it short. So we're going to end it there, and we'll reconvene next week. Next week, I'm really excited. We're going to be getting into some unique concepts that I don't think a lot of you have thought about as far as how to solve this distribution problem. We're going to be talking about the problem of volatility and how that affects income streams at retirement. And we're also going to be talking about how to maximize and guarantee greater income at retirement than what you currently are on path for. Okay, so thanks a lot for joining, and we will see you all next week.